Welcome to this first ever episode of Kakao Now. This new show will give you updates and announcements on the titles that we surface in Europe and North America. Whether you're fighting for victory in Elyon, conquering the lands in ArcheAge, going on classic adventures in Guardian Tales, plugging yourself into the Royal Road in Moonlight Sculptor, or trying to be the last one standing in Eternal Return, we all thank you sincerely for playing our games and that you're tuning in to this show. Before we jump in today, I'd like to settle the dust on what you can expect from us today. While I'd love to have bombastic trailers during this show, and we will in future episodes, today we're taking you behind the scenes on a few of our titles while we make announcements before we were normally ready to do them. That's exactly the purpose of this show. Redefine how we interact with you, our communities, and give you some early looks into what our development partners have in store for your favorite games. So without further ado, let's jump right in to the show.
Hi, I'm CM Yukimura, and today I'm going to reveal a lot of content and improvements finally coming to Elyon in the near future. Exciting, isn't it? Let's start! In this brand new raid, 30 players will face Irukas, a dragon that has obliterated his opponents at Dragon's Arena and crowned the King of Battles. Irukas boasts a gigantic size and pitch black flames, eagerly waiting to display his power against those foolish enough to think that they stand a chance against him. This raid heavily focuses on teamwork, and its challengers will be expected to evade attack patterns as a team. The Temple of Desire is a new clan-based hunting ground. In this area, you will be able to attack any player from enemy clans regardless of your faction. Clans will compete to occupy high-efficiency hunting grounds and maximize their profits. There are several floors in the Temple of Desire. To proceed to the next level, you will need to have an entry ticket in your possession. The Secret Sea is a new underwater hunting ground, and to reach it, you will obviously need a proper means of transportation. With the help of submarines, you will be able to travel the sea, visit islands, go underwater, and hunt monsters living at the bottom of the ocean. A new type of battle on a never-before-seen scale will be added. Powerful mega mana mechs will be present that will require protection from their owner clan's members, and their strategic use will be vital towards victory. In the meantime, a new castle siege system is in development that further utilizes these juggernauts. Clans involved will either be defending or sieging the castle and fight to occupy it. Speaking of juggernauts, here are some concepts of boss monsters that the game developers have been working on. These will make an appearance both in the aforementioned and future content. Wielding a sword and shield, paladins are valuable resources that utilize physical attacks and the light attribute. Paladins make use of auras, allowing them to swap between offensive and supportive stances and selectively maximizing the effect of certain skills. Their offensive aura grants them ranged attacks as effective as magic classes, giving them the opportunity to deal massive instant damage. Their supportive aura grants powerful healing and defensive capabilities that will prove to be vital for their teams. With its dual role setup, the new Paladin class will satisfy those looking for more tactical gameplay. The Soulbringer is a melee class with a fast tempo that wields a sword and manipulates souls. Soulbringers rely on combo attacks that inflict fatal wounds to their opponents by exposing their weakness of their souls. They are incredibly fast hunters, all thanks to their swiftness and freedom of movement control. The now removed Realm War has attracted a lot of players' interest, and its removal has certainly left a hole in the Elyon experience. The developers have been hard at work to resolve previously identified issues and provide everyone with an exciting new mass-scale PvP experience. First, more attention will be given to the balance of the war. The aim is to prevent unfair situations to the population differences and ensure an equal playing field. Furthermore, the system will be improved to avoid situations where players feel like they need repeatedly participate in the Realm War to be able to obtain their desired rewards. The realm versus realm nature of Elyon sometimes creates situations where a player finds themselves in an unsolved conflict during their progression. In order to reduce the pressure that stems from such incidents, the game developers plan on creating a PvP and a PvE channel, each suitable for different playstyles. Improvements to the party logic are also planned, where players can optionally form parties not only in battlefields, but also dungeons and assault teams. And now let's talk about quality of life improvements. Updates are being planned that aim at reducing items that occupy space in your inventory and storage unnecessarily. The first step in this process is to minimize the amount of different types of upgrade stones per level, but also items such as runestones, upgrade stones, and blessing crystals. The character progression paths in their current state fail to fully explain the complexity of upgrading or improving items, and in turn affect the clarity of skill attributes, rune attributes, mana awakening, equipment enhancement, runestone slot, and more. A restructure is planned to make progression more clear and intuitive. Equipment progression is difficult, and results often do not reflect the effort put into it. An example of this is breakthrough equipment. The breakthrough system is being revised in a way that it no longer breaks upon failure. However, with this change, the characteristics of breakthrough equipment will also be altered. They will become untradeable, unenhanceable, and undismantleable, requiring players to enhance new equipment in case they want to change builds. Furthermore, the amount of equipable breakthrough items will be increased when certain conditions are met. This way, players that haven't been lucky with legendary grade equipment will have a chance to increase their item level with breakthrough gear. Another noteworthy change is the conversion of all runestone slots into balance slots. This will give players the freedom to customize their builds without worrying about converting the slots of each new gear they obtain. Finally, a fail stack system is planned to lessen the frustration of enhancement failures. While we are unable to disclose all the details yet, our goal is to create a virtuous cycle of progression while retaining the value of existing equipment. By a popular demand, I'm very excited to announce that an update is planned that supports gamepads with full game coverage. I hope you are excited for all the new content we are bringing to the game soon, while we also update existing systems based on your feedback. Make sure to follow our social media channels for the latest updates on Elyon, including the full roadmap video for the game that will be dropping somewhere next week. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of the show.
It's so incredibly nice to be able to announce the new Paladin class, a new 30-man raid, controller support, and so much more coming to Elyon in the near future. We sincerely can't wait for you to get your hands on it. Within the next week, we'll announce more information on the future of Elyon. Make sure to follow our social media channels to not miss out on any new information regarding Elyon. Now, on to ArcheAge. In December 2021, we started on this adventure at Kakao Games, and we couldn't be more excited for what developer XL Games is bringing for the future of this franchise. I hope you all got the hint from the announcement trailer back then, right?
And join you in new adventures yet to come.
While we're not close to being ready to share anything about that, we want to sincerely thank you all for your support during some of the difficulties we faced while transferring this game from the previous publisher to our service. For some new announcements on ArcheAge, I'd like to introduce CM Cosmo, who for some reason always says she's not Cosmo.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, Inheritors. I am definitely not Cosmo, and I wanted to talk to you today about some of the exciting updates that are going to be coming to ArcheAge and ArcheAge Unchained. First off, let's talk ArcPass. There's been a ton of feedback about the pass that's on Unchained right now, and the general consensus was that it was pretty boring, and while the Mana Storm income was pretty nice, it just didn't have the cool rewards that people felt that Legacy did have. So we took that and went back and forth to make something that really felt unique with cool rewards while not being overpowered. And thus, let me tell you about the first new style of Arc Pass coming in late March for Unchained. So, the pass is planned to make its appearance around the end of March, bringing with it a whole new set of rewards, which you can see in my inventory. We really wanted to ramp up a lot of the rewards and make it more diverse when it comes to what you receive. The main prize for completing this pass is the Steel Lightning mount. The Steel Lightning is a pretty cool mount, with the usual set of speed boost and stun skills, but what really makes it great is its stealth skill. It's perfect for sneaking up on reds, or greens, trying to hand in on free ditch. I'm super excited for the new Arc Pass, but I would imagine that a whole lot of you guys are saying, but we wanted the Typhoon Drake and the Vine Giant, and trust me, I get it. Really. But worry not, we've managed to get the Typhoon Drake inside the Arc Pass rewards that we plan to bring to Unchained in April, but more on that a little bit later. Another thing that we wanted to address, since it's also a concern of ours, is that the Mana Storm crystal output of this Arc Pass looks a wee bit less than previous iterations, and that is something we agree with. For this pass, it will stay the way that it is, but we do have improvements planned for the future passes, so keep your eyes open for more info on those. So, everyone's been looking forward to March for a while now, and I wanted to shed some light on the updates that we've got planned. We have the new Tier 3 Aeronaut cloaks coming that'll be a really big boost for a lot of people. Those are going to be named the Brilliant Aeronaut Windsong, Twintail, Bastion, Arrow Flash, and Hatchet Blade cloaks. To awaken your current cloaks, you'll have to craft a Radiant Aeronaut Cloak Awakening Scroll. It's time to start stacking Honor and pushing Aegis and Whalesong, since we know that trying to get those awakened is going to be $1.5 grand. I hope you're ready to get back into Awakening, because Awakening is super fun! We're also expecting an update to the Mistsong Summit dungeon, where you can find out more about how it was formed in the early days of Ethereum, as well as being able to queue with members of Nuya, Haranya, and Pirate. So some of you have probably been wondering where I've been this entire time, and I'd like to show off the Great Prairie of the West. Now, the Prairie is where the Furin lived before the Great Migration to Haranya, although it wasn't called Haranya at the time. This zone is planned to come in the summer update, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are as well. There'll be more information on this as it comes, because I'm really hyped to get into the nitty gritty of the lore and what happened here at Plains Eye. We're going to find out more soon. That's all from me about ArcheAge and ArcheAge Unchained, but please feel free to reach out if you want to talk about the lore or anything about the game. But for now, enjoy the rest of Kakao Now.
ArcheAge.
Again, thanks for supporting the ArcheAge journey we just started at Kakao Games. We're in this together and we value your feedback. Now, it's time to give you a few updates on our mobile titles.
Hello everyone, this is CM Jackie and I'm excited to bring you some news about our mobile titles. Over the course of the coming days, we are launching 3 events to celebrate 300 days of Moonlight Sculptor. We have attendance rewards, hot time buffs and a special gift planned for you. Make sure to log in daily to not miss out. Rewards include enchant protectants, body eggs and a special costume item. We have also taken a look at class rankings and got into contact with our top players of each region. We hope this will be a great step into improving Moonlight Sculptor and communicating more closely with our players. Let's take a look at Guardian Tales. Guardians, are you ready for World 14? Prepare for the Demon Shire, where a bizarre adventure awaits. While we cannot share much more yet, have an exclusive look at some of the concept art for the upcoming world. I hope you're as excited as I am. We are preparing special rewards to celebrate its release, and we will reveal more information very soon. As always, make sure to keep an eye on our social media channels. And with that, back to CM Kareem.
Whether you play Moonlight Sculptor, Guardian Tales, or any of our other titles on your phones, tablets, or on emulators, we see you. We all sincerely thank you for playing. Please follow our social media channels and join the official Discords to get the news when it's hot. You thought that was it for today? Nah. What would a show like this be without a banger at the end? While we do not have a trailer or any gameplay footage, we will have it for you later. We'd like to announce a new game today. Well, it's actually not completely a new game, but a game that's being reworked from the ground up for consoles. Meet Eternal Return Lumia Experiment, coming to a console near you later this year. While we don't have any gameplay footage to show you yet, we sat down with Tamura Koji, the console PD at Nimble Neuron, for the development of this game for consoles. Enjoy! Welcome to this very special interview with the developers of Eternal Return Lumia Experiment on console. Please, can you introduce yourself for a bit?
안녕하세요. 저는 타무라 코지라고 합니다. 니블유런에서 이터널 리턴 루미아 익스페리먼트 콘솔 버전을 개발하고 있습니다. 잘 부탁드립니다.
We of course have a lot of questions today, so I think our first question will be, on which platforms will Eternal Return Lumia Experiment be available?
엑스박스, 플레이스테이션, 닌텐도 등의 이제 플랫폼 오너들이랑 얘기를 진행하려고 생각하고 있어요. 세 곳 모두 런칭할 수 있을지, 이제 몇 곳은 런칭할 수 없을지 아직 정해지지 않았다고 봐주시면 될 것 같고요. 되도록 모든 곳에서 저희 게임을 플레이할 수 있도록 하려고 노력하고 있습니다.
Alright, and will all of the characters in Eternal Return be available in Eternal Return Lumia Experiment?
이터널 리턴의 모든 캐릭터를 루미아 엑스페리먼트에서 플레이할 수 있게 하는 것이 저희의 기본적인 목표라고 할 수 있고요. 몇몇 스킬을 이제 새로 구현하거나 캐릭터 재해석이 필요한 경우가 존재해요. 알렉스라는 캐릭터와 같이 이제 어떻게 게임패드를 구현을 할 수 있을까? 많은 고민을 하고 있고 그런 캐릭터들이 존재합니다. 그런 경우는 이제 되도록 기다리게 할 수 있을 것 같습니다.
Will Eternal Return Lumia Experiment share the same universe, lore, and characters as the PC version of Eternal Return?
네, 같은 유니버스 그리고 서로 캐릭터를 공유하게 될 계획이에요.
And I think the question most players will have right now, when are we able to play Eternal Return Lumia Experiment?
이번 년 초겨울을 목표로 잡고 있습니다.
Why is it so important that Eternal Return makes it to the console platforms?
루미아 엑스페리먼트는 콘솔 클라우드 게이밍 유저한테 이터널 리턴 PC 버전의 재미와 경험을 이제 패드 조작기에 최적화된 재미와 경험으로 재탄생시키는 프로젝트라고 생각해 주시면 될 것 같아요.
Will there be lots of differences between Eternal Return and Eternal Return Lumia Experiment? What makes Lumia Experiment unique from the other version?
이터널 리턴과 이터널 리턴 루미아 익스페리먼트는 차이점이 없다고 하면 없을 수 있지만 굳이 있다고 한다면 게임패드로 접근하는 만큼 유저 경험이 좀 다를 거라고 생각하고 있어요. 저희가 UI는 전부 새로 만들었고 그리고 게임 시작과 끝을 조금 다르게 연출해봤어요. 콘솔 게임답게 연출을 해보려고 튜토리얼 그리고 컷신에 힘을 실었고 어렵다고 평가받는 게임성을 좀 라이트하게 하려고 게임 로직을 좀 손을 본 곳이 있습니다. 유저 간 유대감이 깊어질 수 있게끔 하려고 소설 기능을 설계해봤고 저희 게임에 오래도록 머물 수 있게 하려고 이벤트나 신규 게임 모드를 개발을 해봤어요. 이터널 리턴 PC 버전 캐릭터가 이미 50개가 넘는 상태이고 그리고 유저들이 이제 여러 캐릭터를 쉽게 접근할 수 있도록 고민을 할 필요가 있어서 계속 고민해 갈 것 같습니다.
What kind of Xbox or PlayStation do I need? Can I still play in the PS4 and Xbox One?
닌텐도 스위치까지는 문제 없습니다 라고 할 수 있으면 참 좋을 것 같은데요. PC용 게임으로 만들어진지라 구조 자체가 스펙이 높은 기기로 잡혀 있어서 최적화에 고생을 많이 하고 있어요. 저희가 그래도 비주얼적인 로스가 없는 상태로 엑박 1 그리고 플스4에서 잘 작동하도록 최선을 다하고 있고요. 닌텐도 스위치는 이제 계속 도전해보고 있습니다.
So, what changes in development have been made in order to adapt Lumia Experiment to the Western audience?
예전에 테라 콘솔 개발 서비스하면서 느꼈던 점인데 북미 유럽 유저들은 게임도 중요하지만 게임 개발사하고의 신뢰관계를 좀 더 중시하는 느낌을 받았었어요. 테라 콘솔 팬들은 이제 테라만 기억해 주시는 게 아니라 코지라는 이름을 기억해 주셨고 제가 어떻게 개발을 할지 무엇을 개발해 갈지 관심 있게 봐주었는데요. 저한테는 굉장히 즐겁고 좋은 경험이었고 저의 개발 철학들을 바꾸게 된 계기였던 것 같아요. 이터널 리턴 콘솔 버전을 루미아 엑스페리먼트로 전 세계 유저분들과 신뢰를 쌓겠다는 목표로 개발을 하고 있고요. 또 저희들이 재미있다 생각했었던 각 나라들의 풍습이나 문화들을 이벤트나 게임성에 한번 옮겨보려고 노력하고 있습니다.
As an Xbox player, for example, am I able to play cross-play with PlayStation and PC players?
개발 초기부터 키보드 마우스 플레이 그리고 게임패드 게임 스타일은 전혀 다르다고 생각하고 있었고요. 어떻게 보면 서바이벌 경쟁 게임성을 지니고 있는 이제 이터널 리턴을 보자면 플레이 스타일이 PC와 그리고 크로스플레이를 한다는 게 공정하지 못한 경험을 줄 것이라고 판단해서 부정적으로 판단했었어요. 같은 경험을 줄 수 있는 엑박, 플레이스테이션, 닌텐도는 크로스플레이를 당연하게 가능하도록 설계했고 이제 플랫폼 오너인 마이크로소프트 그리고 소니에서 허락을 해준다면 네, 그 크로스플레이를 지원할 계획이라고 생각해 주시면 될 것 같습니다.
Will we have exclusive characters, events, and gameplay on the console version of Eternal Return?
계획하고 있는 독점 캐릭터는 딱 2개 정도 있어요. 죄송하지만 지금 단계에서는 밝힐 수는 없고요. 베타 때 선보일 계획입니다. 이벤트 계획은 콘솔 오리지널 계획이고요. 참고로 말씀드리자면 이터널 리턴 RQ를 개성하면서도 색다른 재미를 주기 위해서 루미아 엑스페리먼트라는 독립된 내부를 사용했어요. 게임 플레이에는 패드 조작기에 알맞는 게임성, 그리고 저희들이 재해석한 성장 방식, 그리고 이제 게임 로직이 조금 다르다고 생각해 주시면 될 것 같아요.
Will playing Eternal Return on PC give me bonuses on Lumia Experiment or vice versa, like skins or emotes to encourage me to pick up both?
정말 좋은 아이디어라고 생각이 드네요. 이제 현재로서는 계획되어 있지 않지만 이제 좋은 방법이 있다면 찾아보겠습니다. 네, 그러면 봐주셔서 감사하고요. 또 봬요.
Bye bye! I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Kakao Now. We couldn't be more excited to bring you this new show, and we will bring you more episodes throughout the year to give you updates on our titles and do announcements. Feel welcome to give us your feedback while we try to improve this show for future episodes. Enjoy your day. See you in game.